me ask you something. Have you ever said to yourself, why do I keep attracting the same type of man? Same heartbreak, same red flags, different face. Yeah, we're talking about you today because the truth is, it's not bad luck. It's not coincidence. It's your programming. And in this episode, we're not sugarcoating anything. We're talking about your childhood, your patterns, your triggers, and the real reason your relationships keep repeating. Now, listen, this might piss you off. It might trigger you. But if it does, good, because that's exactly where healing starts. So let's get into it. Hello, and welcome to Don't Ask Me Shit, the podcast where we stop pretending, stop sugarcoating, and stop dancing around the real issues.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
And
Sorry, that was an intro, man. Woo.
I'm Coach Dorie, your stress management and relationship recovery coach, here to help you heal from toxic family, friendships, and romantic partners. This is a space for the conversations that people avoid about relationships, accountability, self sabotage, healing, all the messy stuff that people don't want to talk about. Now, you can ask Coach Dory anything, but if you're not ready to do the work, don't ask me shit
Mm.
because I am not here to co sign for your excuses. I am here to help you grow. So let's get into it. Today's guest is Andre Paradis. He is a relationship and NLP practitioner. Andre comes from the background where he had two absent parents and, in consequence, found himself not knowing anything about how to have a relationship. He worked hard to learn how relationships are built and sustained so that he could have a long, healthy, romantic relationship of his own. In his practice, he draws upon his knowledge of psychology, anthropology, gender dynamics, and communication to help individuals overcome past traumas and break free from unhealthy relationship patterns. He emphasizes the importance of self worth and healing as a foundation for creating the fulfilling relationships people desire. Andre has been happily married for over 30 years to his beautiful wife, Nancy, who is also a former professional dancer and a current dance instructor. Right now, they live in San Fernando Valley with their two children. A proud French Canadian, Andre was born and raised in Quebec City with his three brothers and sisters. Okay, welcome,
Ugh,
welcome,
thank
Andre.
you.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. Like I said, I'm in Los Angeles. It's sunny, beautiful, right? I'm just sunning out front before we did this. So I'm really, very, very good every
Yeah,
morning, really.
okay.
By
I
the way,
have.
your intro is just killer. Like you sound like me. You sound like me. Let's have conversation that nobody wants to have. Let's talk about the real stuff. Let's talk about this. Enough with the fluff. Enough with the PC. Sometimes life is not
Right.
PC most of the time, and we can't avoid these things. So let's rock and roll. So thank you for you.
Yeah. And like I was telling you earlier, and for the listeners, just so you know my background,
Yeah.
I don't want to sit up and listen to any man come and tell me anything
What to
about
do?
what a man needs. But I
Yeah.
had to challenge myself because even with the intro, I'm saying it's the conversations that nobody wants to have. So
Yep.
if I'm going to
Yep.
sit here and say that to you, I have to deal with my own bullshit too. And listen, I have to listen.
Yep.
So I'm excited to have you on here today because I'm sure you have some wonderful things that you want to share with us about relationships and uh,
Yes. Is
yeah,
that okay if I let me set out the audience? Let me set
okay,
them up just for success. Because, like I said, some of the stuff I talk about is not cute. It's
yeah,
counterintuitive, countercultural, right? And it
yeah,
offends women sometimes. And that's never my intention. So, first of all, I want to say, in order to have these conversations about masculine, feminine, men, women, relationship, blah blah, right? We have
hmm,
to allow me. You have to allow me like enormous generalizations. There's nothing in life that's 100%. Like men
hmm,
are not all, women are not, right? There's no such thing. This 80-20 rule with everything in life. The 80 we call the norm. And there's always a 20 outside. Well, because in the middle of something, somebody said, well, not all women are like that. I'm like, I know. I know that's what I'm saying. But the average, right? Like what? So we have to allow me. So if you're a hybrid in the 20%, or you find yourself more masculine as a woman or more feminine as a man, it's okay. We both have both, right? But allow the conversation. Otherwise, I don't. We can't talk about stuff that's the outside the box or a little bit different. That's not the point. It's really anyway having conversation about what isn't the norm, right? More
Right.
typical, more that relates to most people. That's one. Second, when you hear people talk about material, a lecture, whatever, our human brain has a tendency to judge it as we hear it. It's called listen to agree, disagree. I want the
Mm-hmm.
listener to turn that off. It's a mechanism. Just turn the key off, right? And listen to learn as opposed to listen to agree, disagree. Because if you listen to agree, disagree like you typically do, I'll say something and you'll say, oh, wait a second. Do I believe this? Wait, I never thought of that. Is it, I wonder, let me see, right? You're not listening anymore
Mm-hmm.
and you'll miss the point. So listen to learn as opposed to judge it as you hear it. And at the end, you, as the hostess, right, when you go, can you clear that up a little bit? Why did you say this? Where that come from? Da 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 da. Right. So that way, it's clean, and it's a whole different way to listen. Um, can we curse on this channel? I'm just asking because
Oh yeah, it's don't
uh,
ask me shit. So
oh,
go
yeah,
ahead,
no,
curse
because
away.
I'm French, I'm passionate, and sometimes it just comes out. I don't mean to. It's just like this, a perfect punctuation. So beautiful. And lastly, I want to say this to the feminine, whether it's a man or a woman, because like I said, we have both. But often when I speak, because I speak with certainty, I've been doing this for 18 years. I know this
Mhm.
inside out, right? Yeah, I want you to try to corner me, and I'll decode everything for you. Like that's. But often when I teach stuff, and if you recognize yourself in some of this stuff that I say that it's not sexy, attractive, a little bit like ugh, like that you don't like about yourself. Like I may trigger you into reacting to me
Mhm.
because you'll recognize something ugly about you, right? And you think I'm judging or condescending. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, like just chill out. I'm here to give you some information about what works better. So if you get triggered, right? I want to say it's on you because my intention is not about triggering. I'm just trying to bring you some information. And sometimes, like I said, it's counterintuitive, right? And you find yourself on it, it's fine. Just make
Mhm.
sure that you don't. And again, you'll hear it when I do it, Dory. And if you do, just come after me for their sake, because if they think I'm full of crap, they'll stop listening. The podcast is worthless. And
Right.
again, it's not my opinion. Everything I talk about is the data, the research, right? The interviews. Like I stand on the shoulders of five masters in the field: nature,
Mhm.
science, biology, anthropology, and psychology. Like it's not my opinion.
Right.
So with that, I'm on your side, y'all. So come at me and
Okay.
let me get in here softly.
Well, we're gonna hear him out,
Um,
everyone. Okay. If I've got to do it, you've got to do it. So let's just hang in there. Like he said, if you get triggered, don't turn us off. Let's hear it out. And
listen to
and
learn.
let's deal with our own bullshit. If you get
Thank you.
triggered, there's something there that you might need to address. So
Right?
let's deal with it and stop sugarcoating it and heal. Because I know a lot of this comes from the triggers come from a lot of hurt places. So
Absolutely.
with that being said, I mean, a lot of us are hurting, both men and women, but I
Yes.
speak mainly to women. And
Yes.
so what is one of the first things that we need to deal with in order to deal with the hurt and the pain that comes from
Well,
the past?
for sure. So in my world, like understand, I cannot get anybody in a healthy relationship, right? In a healthy relationship till we clean up the past.
Yeah.
Now, all of us as children have been traumatized one way or the other, right?
Yes.
Neglect, abandonment, abuse issues. Some people have like physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse. Some people have all of them, right? So
Hmm.
some people have really been through the ringer. And so with that, we make decisions about ourselves, the world, life, and people. I'm not lovable. I'm not good enough. The world is a scary place. You can't trust men. Women are crazy. Like whatever the judgment, right? That happens at 5 years old, by the way.
Mm.
At 5 years old is when, before five, we can't think logically, like deep enough, right? We could talk a little bit, we can't really think. It's at 5 years old, I call it we come online at five, where your feelings come together with your thoughts. And at five, we go click and realize the life, the family you were born with and realize, if you're not loved right, we take that personally. And then we come with a conclusion. I'm not good enough. Like I said, I'm not worthy. I'm not lovable. Like and if we make this at 5 years old, you forgot all about it, but your subconscious got it. It's the basic, the first programming on your hard drive that drives you the rest of your life, just like a computer. The hard drive
Mm-hmm.
is set at 5. By 7, you're done. And you spend the
Mm-hmm.
rest of your life proving your point. If you're not worthy, you're going to attract men that will show you how unworthy you are. Flip side, the same for the men. If you feel you're not good enough, you're going to attract women who will signal you how you're not good enough. So that's the trauma. That's the part we have to start there. So when women say men aren't shit, I'm like, well, hold on. Let's look back into your daddy issues, right? Because for the
Mm-hmm.
ladies, daddy's your first love affair. And if that was missing, that was wrong. He was not present, missing, or bad daddy. Do you know what I mean? That will taint your entire vision of men for the rest of your life, and you're not even conscious of it. It's just running the program. Can't
Mm-hmm.
trust men; they're dangerous. That, right? And on the other side, same thing for men. If your first love affair is your mother, and if your mother was, toxic, condescending, if your mother was controlling, if mother decided that you need to be anything like not like your dad, I was raised that way, right? Don't be like him.
Mm-hmm.
How nice is that, right? Like as a
Right.
man, don't be like him. Your role model, your father, right? But like her bullshit became our bullshit over the fact that she never deal with her bullshit, this man that she can control, and complain more than she than step into doing the work, because that's what I do. Like we all have our bullshit, but how are you going to work yourself out of it? If you think men are dangerous and toxic, ladies, and the culture will push you into that, right? Men are dangerous, toxic, can't trust them, they're cheaters. Well, how the hell is this going to work? Half the
Right.
planet is toxic? No. Boys are toxic. In my world, there's 4 types of men. Boys
Okay.
are toxic. They do opposite of what men do. Men provide, protect, cherish, give support, lead, help, pay, pay. You don't have to manipulate men to be man. We want you to be good and healthy, and we want you to be good and happy, because when you're good and happy, when you're good, I'm good. When you're happy, I'm happy, right? When you're at peace, you bring me peace. When you're comfortable, you bring comfort. Like that's an instinct in men to protect women for themselves sometimes, is just to keep you in a safe place, because in that you get all the goodies back to me and I go conquer the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? So men are not toxic at all. There's no such thing as masculine, toxic masculinity. The boys, the bottom of the bottom ones, the one who don't have male role models, those are the cheaters, the liars, the murderers, the ones who rape women, damage kids, like those. So that's not men, that's boys.
Mm-hmm.
So they look the same, completely
Right.
different kind of human being. Again, 4 types of men. On the other side is 4 types of women. So decoding that as a woman, if you keep attracting douchebags, boys who take advantage, who want you to pay, who want you to be responsible, who want you to make his life easier, right? It happens a lot when you're in your masculine as a woman. If you didn't have a father role model, you end up growing into your masculine more than your feminine, and you just take on the world like a man. You build your business, you make some money, you're combative, you go and conquer. But when you're in that masculine energy as a woman, you attract feminine men. This is just nature. It's just what nature does. If
Oh,
you're in
wow.
masculine, you attract boys. And you think that's men, and then you start hating on men. You think men are all no, that's your bullshit that attracts exactly the yin to the yang. So what works better? Oh, more feminine, right? Which attracts
Right.
masculine men. Now, I'm not saying, because a lot of you're raised now the past like 70 years, go girl, boss babe, right? Independent, because men are blah blah, right? Every one of you is scared away from really connecting with men, understanding men. Like it's just in the culture, right? Men are all that crap.
Mm.
It's not true, but it's everywhere. So your mother will tell you, even women, I've seen women who married 30, 35 years will tell their daughters, can't trust, don't be like me. Like, don't, really, right? So all of you guys are scared shitless of being cornered or trapped, and I get it, but that's not really reality with real man, right? So in that,
Right.
yes, go ahead.
So, what you said, you mentioned the four types. You mentioned boys and you mentioned men. What are the
Yeah,
other two types in there?
boys, guys, men, gentlemen. So
Mm.
boys typically don't have daddy role models, or a bad daddy, right? Passive, didn't really teach him how to be a man. Who actually uses masculinity appropriately to conquer himself, conquer his world, conquer his fear. You know what I mean? Build his character, build the
Mm-hmm.
business, build the life. Like that's men have to conquer themselves, to become valuable in the world. That's how you get self-respect and respect in the world. the harder the thing that you have to create, do, produce, the more respect you get. Like, look at him go! Like, wow, like he would, right? Men have to prove something to the world to get self-respect and respect in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? Excuse me. A girl, is going to be lovable regardless of what she does.
Right.
Don't really have to prove yourself, right? We'll protect you just because you're a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to protect women and children and all that stuff. So there's an instinct in that. So boys don't. Boys do exact opposite of men. Boys take, take, take. Men provide, provide, give, 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 give. Men give. Boys. So again, these boys are damaged in childhood. No daddy, bad daddy, mama bear, castrated him out of being masculine. Don't be like him. Be soft,
Mm-hmm.
be sweet, be a good guy. Be and be a nice guy. Nice guys are passive, but nice guys don't make women feel safe. So anyway, you want to avoid these at all costs. A guy is somebody in a culture, they're everywhere, they're caught in the middle. A guy is like masculine enough to not live in his mother's basement, right? So he has a job, it's a little shitty job. He has a car, a little shitty car, right? He has four roommates because, he lives small because they've been shamed out of their masculinity, but they're masculine enough to live, like men to a certain degree.
Right.
And when it comes to women, they're completely passive, right? They were shamed out of being a leader because they
Mm-hmm.
were told, don't lean on women, don't assert yourself, don't be that guy, don't be that guy, don't be that guy, right? Lean back and be the nice guy. And what's ended up happening is they'll approach you like this. Are you ready? This is the guys. Are you ready? You're gonna hate it. Women hate it. But those guys think they're doing the right thing because they were raised to be nice guys. And they'll say
Right.
shit like this. You date the guy say, so like, am I gonna see you this weekend? Oh, yeah, I'll go. So what movie do you want to go see? Right. I said, where do you want to go eat? Like, so like, you see what I'm saying? So they don't make
Gotcha.
plans. They were told that that's toxic. So they put it on you to make the plan, to make
Mm.
the decision. They think they're being polite. And women
Right.
hate it. Man, listen to me. Women freaking hate it. Am I right?
Right.
Dory?
You're
Confirm?
right. Yeah.
Right. No, I do this all the time. I speak on public all the time. And every time I bring that up, women are like, oh my God, we hate it. And the
Right.
guy's like, what?
Take
Like, we're
charge.
just,
Make a decision. Do
what?
something. Yeah.
But we were told that's toxic and ask her what she wants. But she hates that, especially if you've been
Yeah.
working all week. If you're going to be a
Yeah.
girl on a date, right? You
Right.
don't want to lead any of that.
Right.
And if you pick the movie and the movie sucks and he says, they really suck, you're going to get mad at him for the
Right.
fact that it doesn't, like, don't put that on her. Make the plan and tell her the
Right.
plan and ask her how she feels about the plan. If she could adjust it a little bit. But men have been completely shamed out of that. So that's
Mhm.
guys. They're stuck between masculine and feminine. They go back and forth. And after a while, they're a little bit neurotic because they don't know how to be. And women are like, okay, next, right? You get in the friend zone, and they don't know
Right.
why. They're nice guys. They were supposed to be. I've done everything right. I'm nice. But women hate that because you
Right.
don't feel safe with a nice guy.
Right.
Right? He'll be your bestie, but you'll never like sleep with him ever. Right?
Right.
Ever. So
Right.
man are the third one. Men are men. They're just men. I was teaching this last night. Had a live event last night. I was teaching four types of men, whatever. But men are men, and men are what men, right? They know who they are. Like I said, they conquer themselves. They conquer their fear. They conquer the world. They conquer some business. They made some money, and those are the guys who provide, protect, cherish, give support, lead, pay. And these
Mm.
are the guys who want wives and children and build a kingdom and leave a legacy. Like that's the go-to for natural males, right? Put a
Right.
dent in the world, be relevant, and build a legacy, which is my family
Right.
and my business sometimes, right? And combination of both. That's men. Now, the problem with men, if you're gonna, it's not a problem, it's a thing with men, because they're masculine, because they're testosterone they tend to be big and loud and controlling. Sure, absolutely. If you're gonna be a man and control your life, you control every aspect of your life and the people in it. Right? Women, that's toxic. No, 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 no. It's protection typically. And again, we could talk about this a little bit more, but
Okay.
typically, men's controlling in their family is men protecting their family,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's something to pay attention to. But these guys do everything right, and again, they want wives, they want children. That's what they kill themselves for, right? That's the man. He knows who he is. You can't knock him off his block. You can't mess with him, right? You can't if you disrespect him, he's going to put you in your place so quick. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's you're a girl or a kid or anybody, like they put no, you don't talk to me that way. No, that's not happening. No, no. So these
Mm-hmm.
guys are all of that. They're solid. They make you feel safe, but they're harder to connect emotionally because they're so heady and conquering and warrior. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Now, I teach women how to bring him out of his
Okay.
head, out of his
That
word.
was
That's
going to
part of
be
my
my
work.
next question. Is
Yeah.
there a way to bring them out of that? But we can go back to that.
Yeah,
But
that's the magic actually. That's what I teach the
okay.
ladies. You want that guy because it is everything that you want, but he's a little big. So how do you
Mm,
bring him down a little bit when he goes too far? And it's very simple. I call it Manglish. It's a
right.
respect language to ask for adjustment, as opposed to if you put your finger in his face, go, I'm sick of this, and you need to stop. I ain't gonna work, right? That's
Right. Right.
nagging doesn't work, crying doesn't work, right? Bitching doesn't work. None of that works, right?
Right.
Respect works, and there's a language for that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So yes, so these guys will do everything, right? And a gentleman, the number four, right? The gentleman is an upgrade. So not every man is a gentleman, but every gentleman is a man. So a gentleman, you
Okay.
could actually picture it, right? There's a little bit older, there's maturity to them. They have like king energy, I call it. I mean, they stand there and they're kind of aware of the world a bit better. They're aware of the feminine, they're aware of the children, right? They're not so conquering and into like warrior mode. They kind of like
Mm-hmm.
calm down. So they have the maturity of knowing who they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be grounded and stoic at the same time. They turned outward a little bit, and they tend to be kind and present and sweet in a lot of ways in the stoic kind of way. And they'll give you advice whether you like to hear it or not, right?
Right.
They will just lean on you and go, you know what you should do.
Right.
Yeah. No, I had a man in my gym, 94-year-old doctor, 94 years old, at the gym every day. I saw him like three times a
Wow.
week in the locker room. How are you, son? I'm like, Doc, I'm great. How you doing? I'm fine. How's your family? Family's beautiful, right? Kids, beautiful. He goes, just take care of your family. Everything else is bullshit. Everything else is bullshit. Everything in life you think is important is bullshit. Take care of your family. That's the most important at the end. I'm like, give me, like, I never asked, but every time I met him, it would tell me a version of this. Take care of your family. And I'm like, thank you, Doc. And I understand. Like, he's been there. He's 94 years old. He's been around the block.
Right.
And
Right.
value system in the end, most men will say this. One of my clients, his grandfather, 96 years old, just died, and the last conversation they had is his grandpa, what do you think I should? What's the advice to me? As a professional man for my business, in my business life and in my personal life. He goes, business wise, you got this already. I'm not worried about you. You're conquering it already. Personally, get yourself a wife. Life is meaningless without it. And
Right.
he's like, really? And Nelson, I'm working with him. So that's men, that's gentlemen, right? So that's the four types of men. How you like it?
Okay.
By the way, they all look the same. They all look the same. Having a male in front of you doesn't mean you have a man in front of you, right? You can have a boy in front of you and you won't know it. The problem with boys, they're very seductive. They're very slick. They,
Mm-hmm.
they're sexy. They're good in bed. They could wrap you around their little fingers really quickly. They love bomb you. They'll tell you everything that your teenage fantasy wants to hear, right? They'll
Right.
seduce you so quick out of your pants, but in the end, it's all about them, manipulation. They don't want to take care of you. They don't want to marry you. They don't want to take care of your kids. They don't want to pay. None of it, right? So these are the toxic ones that I hate so much, and I really hate those guys because they give us all of us a bad name in the name of men are
Right.
toxic. No, boys are toxic. Men are not. Whew,
So what
sorry, I
is it
just went
about
off.
us that, I mean,
Whew,
I know you said that it's our daddy issues. I think
yep,
in my case, and you can clear this up for me a little bit, because
sure.
even though my father was distant, my patterns of toxic relationships actually followed more along the things that I learned from my mother. And
Mm,
so they kind of mirrored. I would say to my sister a lot, um, with my husband and the long-term relationship that I had. It's like for some reason it sounds like my mother to me, and I can't figure out why.
yep. So again, so if your father's absent,
Mm-hmm.
right, as a little girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a perfect world, daddy energy is the umbrella over the household that makes everyone feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he works a lot, there's a presence to him. He's the one taking, you know what I mean, providing, protecting, like energetic. It's umbrella over the family. When daddy is present, right, and does his job accordingly, making everybody feel safe, providing, protecting, mom becomes nurturing. She can slip into her feminine natural role of being
Okay.
nurturing and loving and kind and taking care of the kids and loving the kids and nurturing the kids appropriately. And everybody
Okay.
feels safe because dad's safe. So mom becomes the nurturing, warm, connecting, love energy, right? Little girl role models after mom and understand how to be feminine and how to be a girl. right? The boys understand respect. A woman and a feminine will raise a boy. Excuse me. Bring this the I call it the sweet energy, right? Like to fine tune him into being aware of the feminine in the world, but he still has daddy role model that teaches him how to be a man in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
we both need mom and dad, right? Ideally, we
Right.
both need mom and dad, but a little girl who doesn't have a father, well, mom's after mama bear, because mom without a daddy energy becomes mama bear. Mama bear is scary. Mama bear is masculine. Mama bear will tear you apart, right? And mama bear has lost the ability to be nurturing. They're just provide and protect, which is
Because she's
masculine.
protecting and
Because she has
providing.
no, yeah, because she has no choice. She's alone. She's got to do it. So she works and does everything right. The kids are kind of in the way left to their own demise. And when
Right.
she shows up, she's masculine. So the little girl role models after masculine mom, and the boys typically are castrated out of being the masculinity because they have no access to this, and he's raised to be a sweet boy or to not be like his dad or to be a nice guy. You know what I mean? So it's that's how we get here. So I'm guessing your role model to your mom, and she was Mama Bear, which is masculine, and then you think that's your role model, and you go,
Well, I
you
think for
tell me,
me, because even in when I was married, my husband was the protector, the umbrella, so I was able to be more in that nurturing role. But
beautiful,
it still feels like whatever I was longing for from my mother, I attracted men or that I'm longing for the same things from her because she was a little distant. She was overwhelmed. She was operating in a
Mama
lot more
Bear.
of her masculine energy.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
so the things that I wanted from her, I wanted from the men that I could not get from
Yeah,
them.
yeah, right. Because that nurturing warmth, right? A little girl needs to, daddy brings like safety in the world. Mom's bring
Mhm.
emotional safety. And
Right.
if you can't
The
connect with mom
emotional
that
part.
way, you're gonna go get it from out the outside. And there it is. Men are not literally masculine men do not show emotionally like that,
Yeah.
right? So you're
Yeah.
trying to get that from a man, and you're barking up the wrong tree. Not that men aren't incapable of that. It's just a very light version of what a woman actually needs. So
Yeah.
typically, right, and it has to be nurtured and cultivated. And again, this the in my world, right, is his way and your way completely different. How do we meet in the middle, right? That's to me
Hmm.
the magic. You're never gonna understand a man's world ways, dynamics, like no, and we don't understand you at all. We confuse the hell out of each other because we're so different. But in that, the couples who succeed, right, they kind of meet in the middle. They have each other's back, right? They're not partners. That implies 50-50. That doesn't work. I've never seen it work. They're
Mm.
team players,
Mm.
two different humans, two different brains, two different sets of hormones, two different sets of instinct coming together, not making each other wrong for our differences, but embracing them, negotiating them, right? And working like a team, a freaking team, work together. You and me, let's go. You piss me off sometimes, but let's talk about it, right? And
Right.
why do you do this? And right, like, but it's not about trying to change the other one, blaming the other one because they're so different. It's about literally embracing it, negotiating it, and coming to an agreement and working as a team. All couples who succeed in my world in long-term relationship, regardless of orientation, by the way, it's what's between
Hmm.
your legs, it's the dynamic that they have. They're team players, they're different in every way, and they come together and work it out because they ultimately nobody's going anywhere. We have each other's back. So if I have your back and you have my back, conversation is very different. Negotiation is different. Conflict resolution is different, right? Energetically, because I'm not trying to fix you. I'm just trying to understand you. You see it?
Yeah.
Every couple that wins do this. They collide, but they know how to fix it. They collide, they know how to have a conversation. They collide, they understand how to take the corners, shut out, come back and go. So you got really mad. I'm not sure how'd you get there. Like what happened? Well, my dad used to. Oh, right. You get an
Mm.
apology, you get an explanation, we clean it up and move on. That's what works. But again, the opposition. We speak differently. We're motivated by different things. We have different instinct. It's kind of an adventure, but that's the point.
But I think a lot of us it this is so
I
much
know your
because I'm
brain.
like
I
I'm
know. I'm
trying to
watching your
figure
brain.
out what to ask next because you mentioned this. I want a lot of us get are attracted to this boy.
Yep.
What do we need to look for? And we don't realize they're boys until after we've experienced the
Yep.
trauma of
Yep.
them,
Yep.
So it's like what didn't we miss early on that we couldn't see that they weren't men until they've already screwed us over.
Because it's all energy. You understand? It's all energy, right? So if you're in masculine energy, nature will just bring you a boy. Period. The more you want to be independent and strong, the more you're going to attract a soft, kind, sweet. You're going to go, women say shit
Mm.
like this to me all the time. It's like, oh my God, I knew they existed. He's so sweet. He talks to me a lot. He shares his feelings. I go, right? Feminine, and she's masculine, right? That's what she attracted. 6 months later, she's like, what the hell happened to my life? Right? Because he's moved into our house because his landlord's a dick, right? Now he's quit his job because his boss is an asshole, right? He's driving your car because he can't fix his piece of shit. You're walking his
Oh,
dog, right? Because he's sleeping in. He's like, you become the man, he becomes the girl. He wants you to keep his life comfortable. That's the board. So again, that's not man, but that's it's literally a mirror of your life. So if you show up masculine, nature will
oh.
go right in your face.
So this last relationship,
Bring
that's
it.
it. That's the stuff that happened. Didn't move in my house, but had no desire to take care. Literally, actually put my kids out. He wanted me to move into his house, and I'm like, well, are you making room for my sons? He said, well, they can go live with their dad. I'm like, did you
See?
just put my kids out?
Uh-huh.
Did you just put my
Uh-huh.
boys out of their own home?
Yes. Yes.
But I don't feel like I was in a masculine place. I was newly divorced.
Mhm.
I was put in a position where I'm now having to work because I stayed home for 13 years, raising kids, homeschooling, and all this. Now I have to work and provide for myself,
Right.
let alone for the two boys. But I don't feel like I approached it in some kind of I am woman, hear me
It's
roar. What?
it's not fully conscious, it's energy. So when you go back in mom and bear mode, now you have to get back to work. You have to be the man in your life, right? A lot of those soft guys, like I said, he could be a guy. See, a guy doesn't really want to do the work. A guy wants your life, you to make his life. So in our culture, because the way we raise men, we shame men out of being masculine. Instead of take the lead, they want you to share the load. They want you to work just as much as they do. They want you to pay half half. They want you to be like partner, not a teammate player, a partner, right? So you bring yourself into my relationship, but it's really kind of a 50-50 kind of thing. Like, I don't get to carry the load here as a man. You get to help me carry the load, right? So your masculine needs, your masculine energy fits that bullshit of a setup that he thinks is right. It's everywhere,
Right.
right? A lot of guys will say, like, I need a woman who's got her shit together and make some money. I'm like, you little
That's
bitch, you
exactly what
little
he said.
bitch, you little
Yeah.
bitch, you fucking little bitch. Right? So throw in a
Yeah.
masculine, and you're gonna wonder why there's no intimacy. You're gonna wonder if she's anxious and overwhelmed and tight, and you don't want to be around her if she's like this. But you demand her to be like a dude because that makes your life easier. Fuck you. Sorry,
Right.
but fuck you. Right? That's
Wow.
what doesn't work. But this, in everyone in our culture, I need a woman who's gonna carry her own. I need a girl who's got her shit together. I need a boss. No, you pussy.
He literally said the next relationship he wants to be in, the woman has to have money. She has to
See?
have some money.
That's not a man. Men don't say that. Men take that on. Men don't care about your money. Men don't care about your boss babe. Men don't care about your master's degrees. They have all that. They want you to be the opposite of them. They want to be they want the warm feminine energy. They want the uplifting of a feminine woman. A woman that goes, "You got this, babe. You got this. Please. What do you mean you're not sure? Go.
Mm.
Come on. Right? A woman becomes jet fuel to her man, which she believes in him. And we have this thing I call self-doubt. Men struggle with that a lot. But a woman who believes in you, boom, I'll conquer the world and I'll give it to you, babe. Thank you. Yin
So
yang.
here's the part
Bring
that
it.
I'm resisting. This is
Yes,
the part.
resist to it. I love it. Come on, come on, come on. I love you.
This is the part that
Yes.
I don't want to hear because
Don't
knowing
want to
the
hear. Tell me.
I don't want someone, especially a man, to tell me how I'm supposed to be feminine, especially in a world where I've been taken advantage of by letting down my guards.
Hmm.
What does that look like for especially for a single
Ah,
woman that's taking care of her
sure.
life, that is building business? What does that look like? How am I supposed to show up?
So I called it in my world, a true boss
Mhm.
babe is a woman who
Uh-huh.
can do both. Do you
Okay.
understand? Because we both have masculine and feminine. So it's not about, you're a boss, you're independent, blah, 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 blah. Again, men don't care about that. Sorry. The
Okay.
men that you want don't care about that.
Okay.
The men that you want, provide, protect, cherish, give support, have their own. They want to give it to you. So they
Right.
don't care
Okay.
about your masters or your money, right? So they don't care. So understand that doesn't make you more valuable as a woman. That makes you independent, which with the thing that keeps you lonely, because men don't aren't interested in independent women. They want women to jump in and play with them. I'm gonna
Right.
say this. You gotta hate it, but I'm saying it.
Okay.
I'm loving
Okay.
you. I'm
I'm
loving
ready.
you. I'm loving you. Are you
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Man, real man, masculine man, right, will not commit to a woman who's committed to something else. Bum,
Mm,
bum, bum. What that means
mm,
is, right, the
mm.
more independent, the more boss babe, the more your business is more important than building with me, the less interesting you are to me. Right? Masculine men want a woman who's available. So if your business is primarily not us, I'm not going to build with you. I'll find somebody who's available. So it's not about not working. I'm not saying that. Now don't roll your eyes at me. Right? But my wife has, I think, is a perfect setup, right? She's a ballerina entire life. That was her dream. She's still living it. She's now teaching in colleges and is nurturing those kids into the world of ballet, right? These young adults, boys and girls, right? That's her life. That's her world. That's her love. Right? Okay. Right. So am I going to encourage this? Absolutely. Freaking lootly, right? Like I want her to be good and happy, and that's the way to provide and to provide something to the world, like a piece of her that changes reality, right? That's important for women as well. Do you know what I mean? But she does it part time. Understand? The rest of her life is me and the kids and the household and the mothering, nurturing energy that allows all of us to thrive. Because if I'm working 12-hour days, right, out there in the world like a warrior, right, I need a soft place to land at the end of the day, right? This is a home. This is a place where the kids have been taken care of, the house is taken care of, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's the yin to the yang. This old school. I know it's very unsexy, but my having it all in the modern day world to me is a woman who is relevant in the world, but not stuck in being manly and 50, 60 hour weeks, right? That kills everything that's lovely about you energetically, right? You're overwhelmed, you're stressed out, you're hard, you're cold. Everything that men want disappears, and women are like, I have everything, and I have money, I have six figures, I have a house, I have how come nobody wants to date me? I go, because you're kind of you're like a dude energetically, and when you're in that energy, you're cold. I hate to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna say it again. I know I'm roughing you up, but please, understanding being masculine is to be in your head.
Right.
Being feminine is to be in your body. We spend our
Okay.
lives in our heads. We need your femininity to bring us out of our heads and bring us a little more human and alive and connected to spirit. But when you're in your head, like we are, you disappear. We don't see you. You're invisible. So you could be a boss babe all day long. That's fantastic. Good for you. Way to go. Right? The real man won't care, right? But as if you have to live that life, which you all do, too, right? How do you recalibrate your femininity? So I say, I don't give me that, don't give me that, right? So
Okay.
I see it coming, I see it
Like,
coming. So it's not about dropping everything that you are, that you build, that you create. It's not that. It's
okay.
knowing which energy to bring appropriately. So the crass way that I say it, you could be a boss all day long. At the end of the day, leave your balls at work. Show up in the world like a lady, right? Get yourself some kind of ritual to bring you back in your body, out of your head where we don't see you, in your body where you become radiant and lovely and smiley and warm and feminine. Like that's what we're looking for. And the same woman could change role, can change gear. It takes some practice when you're like this your whole life. Right? We have to recalibrate and recultivate this side. And then again, in my world, a true boss, the woman who knows exactly how to do both. Manage the shit of life and the business of life, and then put that down and understand what attracts men and the goodies that she brings. And now you attract a guy who wants to provide, protect, share. Oh, how you
Oh,
like that? Honestly, like how you like that shit?
I hear you. I hear
but,
you.
but, come on.
There is a but.
Yes, bring it. I love
It's
you.
not
I
really a
love you.
but.
I
It's not
freaking love
really a
you.
but. It's a how. Because for me, I'm thinking that there are parts of my femininity that I'm giving to you as a gift as you've earned it.
Mm.
How do I show up in this place and giving and feel like I'm giving you something that you haven't earned yet? Does that even make
Oh
sense?
no, no, completely. So I'm going to say very basic stuff. Get back to anthropology and the energy that we bring, right? Understand that for a woman to be able to trust and relax and be vulnerable and open to anybody, but especially to that man, her
Right.
man, right? She has to feel safe.
Right.
But if you never felt safe as a little girl, that's how you had to man up. And it's very difficult for a woman who had to man up to be vulnerable, to let go of control, to let somebody else take it, right? It's scary as hell. So again, not your fault, but tilted because of the life's condition. How do you repair that so you could be both? And it takes a practice and vulnerability. I understand. To the masculine man, your vulnerability is essential for me to attach to you. If you can't be vulnerable, I can't attach, right? But vulnerability to a masculine woman or a woman who's been through the ringer, who's been cheated on or whatever it is, we all been, everybody's got trauma, right? That's why it has to be cleaned up in order to be clear and be at choice as opposed to reactive to, oh shit, these guys are need, right? That's what doesn't work. So if the opposite of control is vulnerability, masculine women are controlling, masculine men are controlling, control and control is a collision. It's a battle. So masculine men need you to be in your vulnerable energy for us to attach to you. When you say I'm scared of this future with you, I'm not sure where you're going with this. Oh, babe, hold on. Like, and this, having the conversations that actually kind of line up with the kind of future we want to build. But if
Hmm.
you don't, if you're trying to be tough and independent, you won't let him in, right? Again, if he can't connect, and the guy just kind of hangs around and plays with you, but he's looking a guy who wants to build is looking for that. You see it? So it's energetically, what do you bring? You could be masculine, you could be traumatized into your masculine, but how do you kind of soften them? So in my work, when my ladies who are all masculine, all boss babe, all independent, and at the age of
Hmm.
35, they're like, I'm sick of this. I'm tired. I'm tired of working so hard. I'm lonely. I'd like to come home to somebody. I'd like some help, some support, some companionship. I'm like, welcome to nature. You can,
Right.
right? Nature will come bite you in the ass, sooner or later. For most
Right.
of them, not 100%, no such thing. But like all my clients are like, 30 something plus, and like, I'm sick of this, and money doesn't make me happy, and I'm lonely, right?
Hmm.
But how come nobody wants to date me? I'm pretty, I have everything. Like, because you're more masculine than anything, and the guys that you want feminine women. You think that having all of that makes you more attractive. No, you're valuing yourself for the things that you value in men.
Hmm.
Resources, money, swag, like all this, right? Like business, like so you think I live like a man, I have everything like a man. Does that make me valuable? And men like, no, that's not what we're looking for. You see it? I'm sorry, I just went off a little bit.
So this is the
Whew.
question that
Yes, bring the question.
almost made me cancel this entire interview.
And thank you for doing it anyway.
What do men want then, and why?
Oh my goodness. Well, I thought you
Okay.
didn't want to hear what man wanted and why.
I don't want to hear it, but you
Well,
keep
then
telling, because we think we're showing up. We think we're protecting ourselves, and we
you
think
are.
that we're letting our walls down some,
You're
but as
not.
soon as something goes awry, we put the wall back up.
I know.
I know I'm just like, I'm done. I can't,
I get
because
it.
I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to play the games.
Be vulnerable and get your heart stomped on again. That's it. So that
Yeah,
that that nerve is raw, and the
yeah,
moment something goes, it
yeah,
goes, right?
right.
Welcome to being human and to be traumatized, and we all are some degree. Against this level of how do you clean that up? That's my work. How do we clean that up? So instead of being highly on guard, highly not resilient, what's the word, like vigilant about your
Yes,
safety, and these men who you can't understand where they're coming from because they're hot and cold and up and down, black and white, and right, all that crap. Because we respond to you so much is the part that
right.
most ladies don't truly understand. Like, you also respond to us, but we literally completely respond to you. Like, it's how you
Mm.
show up that I react to. Men don't think necessarily about um like, I send guys on dates, right? The guys who are trying to step into manhood, right? And there've been guys that have been shamed. I go, make a date, make it happen, go and tell me what happened, right? And they come back, I go, how'd it go? They go, well, she was nice, but she was lovely, but she was pretty, but, and the but is always, right? Some disconnect energetically, right? And so I was gonna go somewhere with this. Hold on a second. Let me wrangle it back, right? It's we plug into you so much
Mm-hmm.
right? But we can't explain it. Men are very binary. It's a yes or you're a no. She was cool, but something was going on. She was like, there was something cold about her, something hard about her. She interrogated me as opposed to let me ask her. Right? Men have a system. The men know exactly what they're dating and what they're looking for. You don't know this, so often you miss you mess up the date, not understanding what men are dating for. Right? So there's a whole instinctual system that men mostly cannot explain. This is why it's confusing, because men will say yes or no, and you go, well, why? It's just there was something off. She was lovely,
Mm-hmm.
but there was something off, right? So we plug into you energetically. So if you're off, if you're gonna show up at a date like this, go ahead. I'm waiting for you to say the wrong thing. Go ahead, impress me. He's gonna taste that in his mouth. If you're
Mm-hmm.
suspicious, if you think, oh, let me see what kind of dude she's with, let me say, wait for him to say the wrong thing. Let me just, try, and then interrogating him, like, were you divorced? How many kids do you have? They go after him on a date? That's not, what the hell are you doing? But women
Mm-hmm.
don't want to waste their time and they want to vet him out as soon as possible, not understanding a damn thing about how we date.
But
I'm just
hey, in
saying,
our
not your fault.
defense,
Not your fault.
we're being told to do that too with a lot of people out here. The dating, vet them out and
And
get them
we're being shamed out of making plans and being masculine. I know, I get it. Welcome to our culture. I'm just trying to clear that up because it doesn't
right.
work. And it's not going
Okay.
back to the 50s. It's not going back to the 50s, barefoot and brand. God damn it. I hate when people are like, that's not what I'm saying at all. There's a system that works more naturally. It's a yin yang, right? It's a masculine and feminine dance. And by the way, it's not a dictatorship, right? I come from the world of dancing, and in dancing, if you dance in dancing, there's a I lead, but I'm connected to her sense. I lead with sensitivities. Because if I lead her hard, which I could, she's not going to want to dance with me. That's the relationship, by the way. I'm
Mm-hmm.
leading with sensitivities. She has some say into it, right? I have to lead with sensitivities. When she
Mm-hmm.
feels safe with my leadership, she knows I'm not going to hurt her. She knows where I'm going. She knows I have a plan. She knows, right? Because we talk about it, right? She
Mm-hmm.
could relax into her vulnerability, right? She has to let go of control to a certain degree for me to lead her, right? You can't, otherwise we're fighting.
Yeah.
So as my woman understands that I got her, she feels safe, she could slip easily, naturally into her feminine. With that, she glories, she shines, she radiates this loveliness, right? I'm dancing with my wife, I'm doing most of the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
What she's doing is not passive. She's doing everything backwards in high heels and a dress. It's not easier and it's not
Right.
passive. It's very active, but it's a yin to my yang. And she's responding to me as I'm really in touch and responding to her. Right? That's a relationship. It's us together, teamwork. But I'm telling you, when I take the lead and she feels safe and knows that I'm not going to spin into a wall, like a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, right? That she feels safe and I'm leading her with sensitivities. She goes into her feminine, she shines, and no one's looking at me.